Please welcome Nintendo President and COO Reggie Fils-Aimé. If you say so.
Welcome to E3 Nintendo fans. And you guys thought we wouldn't have a press conference. Not my problem. We have Nintendo's biggest stars backstage ready to make some big announcements.
Oh, great! Another Mario game!
Don't love your tone, but actually no new Mario game today.
What? I'm getting bombed? Bring my cart around! I'm out of here!
Hey, looks like I'm the new face of Nintendo. Hey, they promised me you would be here! Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3!
How about this instead?
Hey, wait a minute. If Nintendo's heroes are backstage, who's watching the bad guys?
Not my problem.
It's me, Wario!
I guess this is my problem. While I go Reggie on these fools, here's what's new.
Hello, I'm Masahiro Sakurai from Sora Limited. Here at the Nintendo Digital event, I'd like to lead off by talking about Super Smash Bros. Right now, you're seeing two familiar bigwigs facing off in a friendly battle. But this isn't a simple pre-rendered animation. What you are seeing will be possible in the new Smash Bros. Games. Now, by using a Mii fighter, anyone can join the battle. I thought about having Mii characters appear in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but in the end decided against it. Somehow at the time, it didn't seem right to have Miis punching and kicking. For this game, though, we're not simply throwing the Miis into the fray. We've done some serious work getting them ready for a fight. Have a look. They're almost not even Miis anymore. I think you can tell that the Miis are going to be just as competitive as the other characters. Mii fighters will come in 3 varieties. Brawlers fight empty-handed and prefer to be up close and personal. Mii brawlers are both fast and powerful. Sword fighters are weapon masters. They stay cool and calm as they chase down opponents. Gunners are armed with mysterious arm cannons. They have lots of different projectiles that can be fired from long range. Brawlers, sword fighters, and gunners. Each type is treated as a separate fighter. And each type can choose 4 special moves from 12 options. This means that the Mii fighters will have a total of 36 special moves from which to choose. It would take 9 regular fighters to equal that number of moves. But I didn't decide to include Miis in the lineup just so you or your friends could join the battle. See, every day I receive requests for new characters to be added to the game, and now you can use Miis to recreate any character you like and fight as them. Anyone can join the battle. You can fight, anyone can fight. This is your chance to defeat Nintendo's greats. We're fast approaching the sales date of the 3DS version. The game is almost complete, but of course there are an astronomical number of variables in a game like this. We have to be sure to put enough people on the debug team and test it correctly. Thank you for your patience. We've put all our focus into getting the fighters, items, assist trophies, stages, and enemy characters ready and in the game. And there are many different modes besides the main Smash battles. I won't go over them in detail now, but let me show you a bit of what's in store for you. There are many more game elements that we haven't introduced yet, but I don't think we can talk about them all before we release. However, this will be our first Smash Bros. Game on a handheld, so I hope you're all looking forward to Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Nintendo's digital event at E3. This year we wanted to do something different to celebrate what it means to be a Nintendo fan. Today you'll meet many of the talented Nintendo teams working hard to deliver great games and hear some of our big E3 news, with more to be shared throughout the show. While I've changed out of my Fire Flower suit for now, Mario is still close to my heart. You may recognize this as what Mr. Iwata used earlier to defeat my Mii fighter in Super Smash Bros. Now, I'll say there's no way he beats me without resorting to a little magic. And in fact, I'm right. That's exactly what he did. Because this is no ordinary toy. This is one of the first in a new line of products Nintendo has in development called Amiibo. And only on Nintendo systems will you be able to enjoy all the different experiences in this Toys to Life category. Along with Amiibo, both Disney Infinity and Skylanders Trap Team have unique features and functionality that can only be found on Wii U. There's a special chip that's embedded in every figure. Any Wii U system will recognize the figures by touching them on the Wii U gamepad. And when that happens, they spring to life in compatible games in cool new ways. When you touch Amiibo to the gamepad, the character's data is downloaded into the game you're playing. And it's also a two-way street. We can send information back to the figure. So in other words, your figure's data changes as you play, which opens the door for various new gameplay possibilities. For example, your own figure with its own unique stats and fighting style will not only appear, but also evolve as a fighter in Super Smash Bros. On Wii U. In fact, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U will indeed be the first game to support Amiibo. In other words, this holiday we're not only releasing the game you've been waiting for, but also Amiibo that literally gives you new ways to play. As you saw in my battle with Mr. Iwata, when you use an Amiibo in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, that character will appear as a fighter in the game and compete in battles, developing its own unique attributes and skills. You can fight against them yourself, have them score off against other Amiibo. They can even join you and fight on the same team. But Super Smash Bros. Is just the start. Amiibo play is also being prepared right now for a number of other Nintendo games. One of those is a game many of you are already playing, Mario Kart 8. We'll have more details on that and other games soon. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions, but there's much more to cover in this digital event today. So I'm going to ask you to do this. When we're done here, at any time you can catch Nintendo of America's own Bill Trinan, who's hosting a dedicated Amiibo video that goes into a little more detail. So be sure to find him at Nintendo.com or the Nintendo YouTube channel. Super Smash Bros. And Amiibo are big initiatives for Nintendo. But now it's time to give you a sneak peek at some of the many projects in development. Whenever I'm over in Japan and lucky enough to see these new games, I'm reminded of the first video game I fell in love with, Super Mario World on my Super NES. I played it endlessly, finished with 99 lives, and I still have that cartridge. I bet you remember the first game you fell in love with too. Those of us who play games know that there's nothing quite like them in the world. And those of us who love Nintendo know that no matter what's going on in our lives, we can always count on these games to deliver fun and great gameplay, because it's Nintendo. But what is it like to make these games? Well, you're about to find out directly from our development teams. They're working on some amazing new projects that underscore the point that there's never been a better time to play games on Nintendo platforms. At the end of the day, Nintendo game creators share one belief: there's nothing wrong with having a little fun. With that, I'm going to step aside to let our developers show you their new games. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I'm Tezuka of Nintendo. How do you do?
I'm Ebisu of the Goodfield Company. Thanks for having me.
When Nintendo reached out to Goodfield, we didn't ask them to make Yoshi's Woolly World as a sequel to Kirby's Epic Yarn. We said we wanted to make a Yoshi game. But we asked them to use the yarn and fabric as materials for creating new gameplay mechanics. To create a new kind of Yoshi game filled with those kinds of elements.
For Kirby, we used strands of yarn as the core element and expressed things through their movement. This time, now that we were working in a three-dimensional world with depth, the challenge was that a single strand wasn't going to be visually impressive. So how do you play with a pile of yarn? Or some cloth? We thought about those things pretty hard.
They get unraveled and knitted up, and do a lot of things like that. Both Mario and Yoshi games are 2D action platformer games. The big difference is that Mario games are about performing challenging tasks within a given time limit. But with Yoshi games, they don't have any time limits. So you're able to freely explore the vast game world. You can make new discoveries. It's turning out to be an action game where you can have fun in a wide variety of ways.
When you usually make an action game, things like how far you can jump are set at a certain distance, so you would build the terrain with that in mind. But in the case of Yoshi, he's so almighty. If he tries, he can fly as far as he wants. His tongue is the most powerful weapon. Well, it may be weird calling it a weapon. So, as we were thinking about how we should build the game, Tezuka-san told us that it's centered around exploration. We took it as Yoshi's abilities are there to be utilized for exploration. From there, we were able to progress with the game's development smoothly.
By using yarn, there are new ways to explore.
There are a lot of transformations in the game because Yoshi himself is made of yarn.
So this time, we put in two-player mode. Two Yoshis appear, and that actually plays really well. Two people can play to help each other out. So in tough situations, if there are two players, they can both overcome it. Yoshi can eat up and spit out the other Yoshi wherever he likes. This is really important in co-op, and can be used in a way to attack the other player. Really, a wide range of gameplay is possible. We've made prototypes of different ways to express the yarn fabric for Yoshi, and we felt that the stuffed yarn Yoshi was particularly attractive. There was quite a phase of trial and error until we decided to go with the current form.
Yeah, this time it's about a textured look. And we also wanted to give the world a handmade feel. But we then asked, what makes things look handmade? We tried making things of our own, hoping that it would help in reflecting the handmade feel to the game.
There is certainly a key phrase that I have. It's amazing Yoshi. I always want to put in the element of surprise. And I want to make it a game that brings a smile to your face just by owning it.
Here you go!
Hey, look, I'm really sorry about kidnapping you 80+ times. My bad. So, is it cool if I have the last donut? I deserve that.
Last year, I said that revisiting the conventions of the Zelda series would be our theme for the new Zelda game for Wii U. However, before I get into that, let me talk about something that I needed to help to realize this ambition. In fact, it's something that we've wanted to do for a long time in the Legend of Zelda series, and so development began with this as our focus. In the earlier releases of the Legend of Zelda games, players got to explore a wide area, scrolling up, down, left, and right. However, after the game transitioned to 3D and the hardware continued to evolve, it became harder to create that feel of being in a vast world. For example, in Wind Waker, we used various techniques to create a wide world where you could freely explore many isolated islands. But it was very hard to create one large world where everything felt connected. We had to design small, bounded areas with a defined entrance and exit. And putting them all together made it feel like you were playing in a large world. But you still couldn't cut through the boundaries wherever you liked to explore that world. Today, I'd like to talk to everyone about the latest Zelda game for Wii U. But first, please take a look at how the game looks on screen. This is the new world of Zelda. It's quite a vast world, isn't it? You can even reach those mountains in the distance if you walk far enough. We couldn't create such a wide world like this in the past. As far as what you can do with such a vast field to explore, as soon as those boundaries are removed, it means you can enter any area from any direction. So the puzzle solving in this game begins the moment the player starts to think about where they want to go, how they will get there, and what they will do when they arrive. This is a clean break from the conventions of past games in the Zelda series, where you had to follow a set path and play through the scenario in the right order. I believe this departure will create opportunities for new gameplay that have not been experienced in previous Zelda games. As you can see, and as you know from the Zelda series, the world in these games can be quite peaceful. However, it is a Zelda game after all, so strong enemies will certainly appear, even in this setting. Powerful enemies appearing in such a peaceful world is one of the defining features of the Zelda series.
I think that's one convention we can keep, right?
ever take those gloves off?
No! Take my gloves off, do whatever I want.
Oh, here we go. Okay, now.
Shut up!
Dead witches get dragged to hell. It is what it is.
These are the gates.
Whatever your friend did to get on the other side of these, let's just say she's not having a good day. Welcome to hell, love.
I'm not one for pets who don't listen to their masters.
You know, love, you're probably the only person on the planet who says go to hell and means take me there.
I'm afraid I don't have time to dance too long. A friend is waiting for me.
Time's almost up. Bayonetta, you better start creating miracles.
You can go another round, can't you? Flock off, Featherface.
I'm the general producer of Hyrule Warriors, Koinuma of Koei Tecmo.
I'm the development producer of Hyrule Warriors, Hayashi of Koei Tecmo.
I'm Anuma of Nintendo, supervisor.
There are a lot of us in the Hyrule Warriors development team who grew up playing The Legend of Zelda. So getting the chance to work on this series, we were actually a little nervous.
But Anuma-san told us we could do whatever we like a number of times, and it became the action style that it is now.
A big difference between this and the Zelda games is that you're fighting an army, and there are multiple battles occurring on the field at once. If your forces are in trouble, you'll get a warning, so you have the option to go out there and help out your allies.
What I think is great with the Zelda world is how giant bosses appear, and you have to think about how to beat them. I think those things are what makes the essence of Zelda, which I think will be a new discovery for fans of the Dynasty Warriors series.
There's also a two-player mode.
You can play two players by using both TV and gamepad. It's not a split-screen experience, so you're able to each be fully immersed on a single screen. There are a lot of playable characters, but you know, since it's The Legend of Zelda, there are Link and Princess Zelda. Impa, who appears through the series, is playable as well. Also, Midna from Twilight Princess makes an appearance as a playable character. If there is a certain character you like in the series, this is the first game where you'll be able to play as your favorite character.
There are a lot of playable characters in the Dynasty Warrior series. But man, the ideas they come up with for what kind of moves they give the characters are amazing. They really think of amazing things.
So now, it's really turning out as a great new Zelda collaboration title that's worthy of the name Hyrule Warriors.
Since this collaboration was a first of its kind, we were able to make it a great game that's like a celebration of both franchises. I really hope you all look forward to it.
As a collaborative title, it has both the essence of Zelda and the essence of Dynasty Warriors, as well as a lot of other essences they have all mixed in to form a brand new experience. It'll be great if both fans get interested in playing the other series. It'll make me really happy if they all have fun playing.
Congratulations!
Hi, I'm Nogami, the producer of Splatoon.
I'm Amano, one of the game's directors.
And I'm the other director, Sakaguchi.
Splatoon is an 8-player, 4-on-4 online multiplayer action game. It's all about controlling territory. Teams battle to claim their turf by splattering the map with ink, and the team with the most territory, when time runs out, wins.
Nogami-san actually came up with the squid idea. One day, out of the blue, he was like, hey, let's make them squids.
Rather than designing the characters and then making a game around that, we instead came up with the game first, and then created characters we thought would work well with the gameplay. That's actually how Nintendo prefers to approach game design.
One day, when Sakaguchi-san and I were hanging out on our day off, he said, hey, what if you're able to switch between being a squid and a person? For example, say you can only shoot ink as a person, but as a squid, you're able to perform a wider range of actions. With that as our main concept, we thought about different ways to expand the gameplay, and the squid idea meshed perfectly.
We thought of things like, what if you can swim really fast in your own ink as a squid? Or what if your feet get stuck when walking through enemy ink? Through this process, we kept expanding the game's features, which brought us to where we're at now, with players able to do things like ink and swim up walls and swim super fast through their own ink.
As a person, your first priority is shooting ink to expand your territory. Once you've done that, you've got more turf to move through as a squid and make use of your squid abilities.
When you're using the gamepad, you can quickly look up or tilt your gaze downward to aim. It's really natural and intuitive. I think these controls are a great use of the gamepad's gyro sensor.
An overhead view of the entire map is also displayed on the gamepad. And you can check it to see what colors of ink are being splattered where in real time. This really lets you keep an eye on how the battle is unfolding.
Normally with shooters, you only get moment-to-moment glimpses of the action. But because of the layering nature of splattering the ground with ink, you can tell by glancing at the map what other players are up to and where they're headed. I think that adds a new layer of strategy to a game like this. Spices it up a bit. The other neat use of the gamepad is making use of your allies' icons displayed on the map. If you tap one of these icons, you'll blast off from your location and land next to them ready to go. This is just one more mechanic that adds a nice twist to the strategy.
Your enemies are shooting ink as well. With regular guns, you can't really see bullets flying by. But since this is ink, you'll be able to see it flying from around a corner, and you'll know, whoa, there's a bad guy over there.
If you forge forward and ink a path, your allies will be able to use it to follow you, and you'll be able to get to your enemy's territory quicker. But on the other hand, they can just ink over that and ruin your strategy. In this way, splattering ink is both an offensive and a defensive tool.
There are a lot of different ways to play depending on your style. Some people like to stay hidden in the ink for a long time and wait for the perfect chance to pop out. Other people just blaze ahead inking a path to try to get as far as they can into enemy territory as fast as they can. There are a lot of different tactics you can employ, but no matter how you play, the ink you're shooting has an effect on everyone else. You'll never feel like you're playing alone or in a vacuum. It's pretty magical, really. Amano-san, you like to try and ambush people, right?
Do I? Yeah, I guess so.
I play it a bit safer and lay down a lot of ink and make it hard for enemies to advance into my team's territory. I like to stay at home and protect the base.
Yeah, that's not my style at all.
I'm just plain bad.
Yeah, Nogami-san, you're really not very good.
Well, that just about wraps up things for the Nintendo Digital event. But at the same time, it's just the beginning of your continuous contact with Nintendo at the show this year. First of all, right after we sign off, we invite you to stay tuned on Nintendo's Twitch channel for our post-show recap, Nintendo Minute Live at E3. There's even more game news we didn't have time to squeeze into this video. If you're in the LA area, We invite you to come on down to the Super Smash Bros. Invitational this afternoon. It's a one-of-a-kind tournament in the Nokia Theater at LA Live to see as much Super Smash Bros. Live action as you could ever want. You'll find more details at e3.nintendo.com/invitational. But Nintendo's experience at E3 is also spreading across the country, thanks to our partnership with Best Buy. You'll find more details at bestbuy.com/smashfest. And if you want to just follow along without ever leaving home, our coverage is going to be nonstop. We're going to be broadcasting Nintendo Treehouse live at E3 from the show floor directly on Nintendo's Twitch channel. If you care about games, want to see more of the action, and hear from many of the people who created those games, this is Binge Heaven. And yes, Mr. Miyamoto will be among the guests. Follow us on our Twitch and YouTube channels, get more information at Nintendo.com, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and join the Miiverse E3 community. We've covered a lot of ground today, so I want to thank you for watching. But I just can't leave you without one more little teaser. Enjoy E3 and play Nintendo.
This fighter from Hyrule is quite impressive indeed. For a mere mortal.
Nice try! You're nothing compared to the Underworld Army!
Oh, I'm not here to save you, Pit. I'm here for a little, divine intervention.
Wait, you want to fight too, Lady Palutena?
I'm no stranger to fighting. Have you forgotten that time we fought each other?
Yeah, sure. But that was when the Chaos King had you under mind control.
Well, anything an angel can do, a goddess can do better. Perhaps you'd like to see some of the powers I once used to protect you. Heavenly Light. Explosive Flame. Warp. Rocket Jump. Reflect. Auto Reticle. Jump Glide. Counter. Super Speed. Angelic Missile. Celestial Fireworks. Lightweight. Black Hole! Mega Laser!
You don't have to prove anything to me, Lady Palutena.
Looks like angels only talk big. Many worthy foes have gathered here. And I won't hold back on anyone. Dark Pit. You just dropped in to crash my party?
Uh-huh.
あ、宮本です。こんにちは。今ゲームパッドとテレビを使った新しいゲームをいっぱい作ってます。これはね、とても新しい体験のゲームがたくさんできたんですけども、今度 E3 でいくつかをお見せしたいと思います。ゲームパッドを使って遊んでると大きなテレビを見てる。そうすると遊んでる人以外にも周りで見てる人も楽しいんですね。ぜひとも周りで見てても楽しい新しい経験を E3 のフロアでも見ていってください。よろしく。
Nintendo Minute live at E3 and all aboard the E3 hype train.
That's right.
I'm Kit. I'll be your conductor. This is Krista. She's going to be punching your ticket, and I have officially taken this analogy way too far.
You have.
We're going to be breaking down the Nintendo Digital event today and also sharing some information that you haven't seen yet. But, Krista, why don't we begin? And why don't we begin with this?
Yes, so this is the interactive figures called Amiibo. Kit has one right here. This is Mario. Yep. And we saw a little bit about this in the digital event, but there's more to talk about with Amiibo. So why don't we start off with what is different about Amiibo and what sets it apart from games like Skylanders or Disney Infinity?
So the Amiibo platform is meant to go across a number of different games. So this Mario figure that I have here, I can use it in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, but I can also use it for future games down the line that support Amiibo. And it's really up to the developers to determine how they want to implement Amiibo into their games. So it's a very flexible platform that gives developers a lot of options.
Yeah, and we have a really cool trailer hosted by one of our favorite people ever, Bill Trinan. So why don't we run that trailer now so you can see more about Amiibo?
I'll get you. I'll get you, Mario. No way. I'm not gonna win. Ha! Ha! Oh. Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Trinan from Nintendo's Treehouse. Looks like you caught me playing with my toys. When I was a kid, I used to spend a lot of time imagining who would win when my toys got into a fight. Sometimes, I still do. But wouldn't it be fun if you could actually find out? Well, pretty soon you can. You see, while these may seem like regular figures, they actually hold a secret within. We're calling them Amiibo. And we're going to create Amiibo for a variety of Nintendo characters, games, and series starting later this year. When you touch these Amiibo to the Wii U gamepad controller, you will see these characters come to life in your games in many different ways. Amiibo will expand the gameplay experience of supporting titles and bring about new types of fun and new ways to interact with your favorite Nintendo characters. But since it's probably difficult to imagine how Amiibo will expand your experience, I'd like to show you. So let me explain using the first of many upcoming Amiibo-compatible games, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, which will release this holiday alongside the first series of Amiibo. Now when I talk about figures and Smash Bros., fans of the series will probably think of this. This was the opening video from Super Smash Bros. Melee. The original concept behind this series is that figures come to life and do battle all on their own. Don't you wish you could have figures like these? Well, that wish is about to come true with Amiibo. Let's say you head over to a friend's house with a Link figure in tow. Your friend has a Wii Fit trainer figure, and luckily, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Each figure contains the spirit of the character they represent. So, when you touch an Amiibo to the Wii U gamepad, that character will appear in the game to do battle while you cheer it on from the sidelines, just like the original concept for the Smash Bros. Series. There are many different ways to engage these characters in battle. You can pit them against other figures, you can face off against them yourself, they can team up and fight alongside you, and they may even be able to beat up your friends for you, in the game of course. Every time your Amiibo battles, its abilities will get a small boost. Through battle, they can increase their overall level, along with their defense and attack powers. They can even learn tactics to become stronger opponents. In fact, through training, they can become quite formidable. Fighting against your Amiibo is going to be a lot more interesting than fighting against a plain old CPU opponent. Remember, even if you and a friend both buy Link figures, they won't be the same. You can customize their special moves based on the character's unique capabilities. That means your Link Amiibo becomes your personal version of Link that you can train and customize in ways that make it different from your friend's version of Link. You get to breathe new life into each figure as you watch them evolve and witness their personality take shape. This unique data will be collected and stored inside each Amiibo. In this way, each Amiibo is your own unique figure that can act as your alter ego partner or rival just by playing together. Plus, if you battle your amiibo against other amiibo, they will level up faster than against CPU or human opponents. Collect your favorite figures, then battle, train, level up, and form your own unique bond with them. Who knows? Your amiibo may even be able to beat that one friend you never seem to be able to take down on your own. When we launch Super Smash Bros. For Wii U this winter, we plan to release several Super Smash Bros. Amiibo as well. Now isn't this a sight to behold? And there are plans for even more characters on the way, so look forward to hearing more. And remember, Super Smash Bros. Isn't the only game that will use Amiibo. We also plan to make games like Mario Kart 8, Mario Party 10, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and Yoshi's Woolly World compatible with Amiibo. Are you wondering how each of those games will interact with Amiibo? Well, each game is different, so look forward to hearing more about them in the future. We have other plans for Amiibo too. More games and figures are in the works as I speak. And one more thing. Next year, we plan to release a peripheral that will make it so you can use Amiibo on Nintendo 3DS too. So look forward to Nintendo 3DS games that take advantage of Amiibo as well. Combining Amiibo with our games opens up a whole range of potential new gameplay experiences. It's one of the most exciting things Nintendo is debuting at E3. Stay tuned for future announcements about Amiibo and the games that will use them. Thanks for watching.
Well, what'd you think? I think you will definitely be collecting all of the Amiibo figures.
I have my own personal prediction about Amiibo to share. I will own them all.
Yes, you are a hoarder, so you definitely will own them all, I'm sure. Yeah. So we talked about a ton of Wii U titles in the Nintendo Digital event, but we can't forget about Nintendo 3DS. So let's talk about that really quickly right now. So we're really excited to announce two Nintendo 3DS titles right now. Fantasy Life will be launching on October 24th of this year from Level 5. And this is a really cool new take on an RPG where you get to play through the game and you get to do different jobs and you literally get to get a life. So
Level 5 makes great RPGs. And another game to talk about, two of your favorite series coming together.
Yes, so I'm a huge fan of Professor Layton, and you guys know that I'm a huge fan of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series, and these two games are coming together in Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and that launches also for Nintendo 3DS on August 29th. So really, really excited about those two games coming together.
And we've got more Nintendo 3DS news coming throughout the week here at E3. Later tonight, we're doing a developer roundtable with Mr. Sakurai on Super Smash Bros., so he'll be talking about the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS games. That starts at 7 o'clock Pacific tonight, and we will be live tweeting that, so you'll want to follow along at Nintendo of America, and we'll be tagging the discussion with Smash Brothers, of course. And then we have another developer roundtable tomorrow night, which starts at 6 p.m. Pacific, where we'll be revealing an entirely new Nintendo 3DS game that we haven't talked about before. We will also be live tweeting that, so you won't want to miss that either.
Yeah, don't miss that. Yeah. Before we jump over to some more discussion about Wii U, let's talk really quickly about eShop. We have some really cool eShop games coming out for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U, so let's take a look at another trailer right now. That was a cool trailer.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff on the way from Nintendo eShop. I think we're going to be talking about a lot of those games in an upcoming Nintendo Minute.
I think so too. So before we jump off of eShop, we wanted to let you guys know of a really cool offer that you can take advantage of. Starting today, you can save up to 30% on the top franchises featured at E3, and that includes Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Yoshi. So go over to the eShop, get your discount, and the offer is good until 8:59 p.m. Pacific time on June 16th. All right, so one game that we wanted to tell you guys about that was not included in the digital event is Mario Party 10.
Right, and Bill mentioned this in the video that we just saw.
Right.
But there's a lot more to this game.
Right, so Mario Party 10 is playable on our show floor, and it actually features Bowser as the star.
Right, Bowser is the star of the game. We are jokingly referring to it as Bowser Party.
Right, so it's really cool gameplay. One player plays as Bowser on the Wii U gamepad. Basically, you get to be a huge jerk to all your friends, which is something I love to do. So I hope you guys like Mario Party 10. It's going to be a cool game.
Right. I'll be on the receiving end of your jerkiness.
Of course.
Can't wait.
Always.
And of course, tactics they were trying to implement.
And you know, if you're doing that, I think the best thing to do is go with a friend. It's
Right.
4-on-4 multiplayer that we're showing, and it was nice that one person stayed back and then two people sort of charged forward to really, again, put your
Right.
opponent's team in a panic, right?
And like we saw in the digital event, if somebody is ahead, you can just tap them on the gamepad and you'll shoot right over the map
Right.
to them. So it's a good way to catch up if somebody's up ahead and needs some help.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the third tactic I saw is, in the digital event we saw, you can transform into a squid and swim through your own team's ink.
Right.
And you can move very quickly, but another advantage is it's very hard for the other team to see you.
Right, you're like camouflaged.
So they would stay in squid form in their team's ink and wait for the other team to pass by, pop up, take them out, and then go back in.
Yeah.
So these were all tactics that developed sort of on the fly as people were playing the game for, the first couple times.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what happens when people play this game more and how new tactics emerge and change over time.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun, and we just kept saying like one more time,
Yeah.
one more time. We couldn't
Yeah.
stop playing that game. It's so much fun. So let's move on to my personal favorite from the Nintendo Digital event, and that has to be Yoshi's Woolly World. I am such a fan of Yoshi already, and this new game world that he's in, this knitted world, is amazing. And this might sound kind of weird, but I just want to reach into the television, like squeeze the game.
It does have a very plush feel.
Yeah.
Like when you hit the ground, it sort of has a very soft impact.
Yeah, definitely. And knitted Yoshi is adorable, but also the game world is built in a way where there's a ton of exploration. You can do things like pull a loose yarn, and a whole section of the game will kind of unravel and open up, where you do something in the game and things sort of knit together and create new places for you to go.
Very interactive that way.
Yeah, and there's no time limit, so you can spend your time really exploring the world, which I love. And I need to get my hands on the Yoshi plushie, the knitted Yoshi plushie. That's gonna be my personal mission at E3 is to get one of those.
And we got the chance to play the game co-op.
Yes.
And I thought I was helping you out while we were playing. You seem to have a different impression of it.
No, you were hindering me. But anyways, we'll work on that some other time. But very fun. You can play the game as co-op, and it was a ton of fun.
Yeah. And then, of course, something I think we both agree was a huge moment in the digital event. First look at the next game in the Legend of Zelda series for Wii U. Big moment for Mr. Aonuma to reveal his game.
Yeah, and I mean, that moment where Mr. Aonuma goes and the game pops up, amazing. I did it. Nothing happened. Nothing's
Treehouse
there.
Live. What?
Oh, not Hyrule. What? But when he did that and the world just sort of like appeared behind him, it was so beautiful,
Yep.
you know?
And he's talked for a while about wanting to change the conventions of Zelda. And you can
Right.
see what he's doing with this game of having this big open world. And I thought he had a great point about how it's this big open world, but he's really reinforcing some of the cores of the series with the puzzle
Right.
solving of how even getting from point A to point B in this big world can be a puzzle in itself.
Right, and just having the world connected finally like that is going to be so much
Yeah.
fun. And one other thing I really loved is how he was saying that one of the conventions of Zelda, one of the iconic things about Zelda is that you have this very peaceful world, which we saw
Yep.
in the video. It's very peaceful, and then all of a sudden it's disrupted by something really exciting and kind of scary,
Yeah.
right? Like the enemy that showed up was pretty cool,
Yeah.
and then all the action takes place and disrupts this sort of calm
Yeah.
world of Hyrule. So
And we
that
got-
was wonderful.
And we got a great look at the game's new art style,
Yeah.
which looks fantastic. I think this is one that I will be freeze framing and going
Yes.
through later tonight.
Obsessively
Yes.
going through. What
We're
is
going to
this?
break it down.
We hope you guys did that too, because
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot to take in that, just in that short bit of the
Right.
video. So lastly, somebody showed up.
Yeah, we saw Mr. Miyamoto, and he talked about how he's working on some new projects that
Yeah.
really take advantage of the gamepad. And you know, the screen was a little bit blurred out. I think I know what I saw, but I guess we'll find out
Yeah,
soon
we'll
enough.
find out soon enough. Show
Yeah.
floor is almost open,
Mhm.
so we'll find out. But
Right.
Mr. Miyamoto is always full of surprises,
Yes.
so I'm sure he won't disappoint. Great. So before we let you guys go, we're going to bring up Eric Peterson from our Nintendo Treehouse to tell you guys a little bit about Treehouse Live at E3.
Hey everybody, how's it
Hey,
going?
Eric.
Hi.
Good to see you.
How are you doing today?
We're going to talk about Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3, which is actually the set that we're on right now.
Yes, so it's literally right here.
It's happening right here, and we're doing a live stream that we've never done before. This is totally new, totally groundbreaking for us. And what we're going to be doing is really going in depth on the games that everybody just saw in the digital event. So I know you guys had a ton of questions about, you know, like what was that? What did it play like? What does it feel like? We're bringing in the Treehouse crew. These are the guys and gals who really know these games better than anyone else.